Hello world, how's it going? Hope you guys are all doing great. If not, as always, I hope it gets better for you. So JH and I have not actually had much sleep, but we did still want to do a fish room tour for you guys. We were out aquascaping. You guys will see those videos and all that stuff. We just got done swimming with some sea turtles, which we had to stay up and get up early morning and go out there and go check out the sea turtles. But we're going to go through his fish room and show you guys what he's got going on. So, yeah, give us a walkthrough. Let's check this out.
Yeah, a quick little tour. I've got my mess in the corner here is my grow out tubs for guppies, but I got the local wild guppies, and I got some floating plants. My favorite thing right now for floating plant is that hygroryza, that Asian water grass that floats on the surface. I've been having fun with that, but those are the local wild guppies, and I just grow them out in there and share them with friends from this.
What kind of bulb are you using? Regular incandescent on it?
Yes, it's an LED. It's a LED with the ballast.
Let's see.
And just that's more grow out. This is just guppy fry in there. And I've got my one of my favorite tanks is the blackwater tank,
yes,
of course.
I love this tank.
We got the wild fish in there. They got the wild tetras in there, the imperial tetras, the nigrocinctus, and then there's also bumblebee catfish wild caught from Peru from last year, and then there's also the there is an epistogramma rubuliniata in there as well, which is wild caught from Peru. But I've got a neon tetra from the pet store, and it probably came from seagrass in there, and a glass catfish in there running around hiding.
I love how natural it is with all the leaf litter and driftwood. No plants, but nice and natural.
Yeah. My favorite, obviously, right now is I redid the bow face tank, which I've been waiting for. I want to do this for a long time. I wanted to just hit it with a bunch of plants and really go for a Dutch style thing, which it's not there yet. But all those stem plants in the back, the hygrophillas and the stargrass and all of that, when that grows out, it's gonna have more of that Dutch style, but more of a natural Dutch style look with the rocks. You know, trying to keep it natural, but still go for the heavy stem plant. Kind of like a bouquet of flowers in an aquarium, you know?
Yes, the old school Dutch style. You really don't see a whole lot of Dutch styles anymore. Not on YouTube, at least. Facebook, you probably see them a little more often, but not on YouTube. But this is absolutely beautiful. I love that bow front.
So that bow front tank was the first tank that I got in this apartment, and I've had tanks growing up my whole life, right? But then having that tank in here, it just got it going again, and I went and I bought a bunch of wood and I built this thing, and I bought all these tanks here I bought off of Amazon, and for me to get them off the internet, I paid $129 a piece for a marine land kit, not including shipping. So all these tanks cost me $140 a piece for the kit, just so I could get the glass, because I had no other way to get it. But I built this myself, just used hinges for cabinet hinges and real simple lighting. I mean, I got some fluval and some phoenix and stuff going on, but it's just real simple. But I like to hide the light so you can enjoy the tank.
Yes.
You know. But these are Leucistic Guppies, a mix, a hybrid kind of a black bar indler and a sunset microwave guppy, like a tequila sunrise, a fancy guppy. But I like the Leucistic, the look, and you get the tiger. You get that tiger and the snake skin that comes with that.
I love this tank. One of my favorite things about this tank is how this dwarf hairgrass is actually growing in with the dwarf sage. So what the dwarf sage isn't covering, the hairgrass is getting in between and making it look much more fuller.
Yeah, I started out with doing the hairgrass in the front, so it wasn't totally meant to be mixed on purpose, but of course the sage took over and just ran over it, because the light is not high enough for that dwarf hairgrass really. And that's a dirted planted Wallstead tank, so that's That's you know, probably some you know, some organic potting soil in there, and that's some painted gravel from the pet store. It's like, it's embarrassing, but it is what it is, and that's an old tank to me. I wouldn't do that again at this point. I'm kind of over the dirted thing a little bit. Oh, this is just a quarantine tank, but you'll see there's a big shrimp back there, a red Neo back there hiding behind the wood, but he's just hiding out. But if I put females in this tank, they just blow up when I put them in there by themselves. They get huge. This is a quarantine tank. My eyesore here is the bacteria bloom, but everybody loves the shrimp. I'm getting thousands of views on Instagram for the shrimp videos with the Yellow King Cogs in there, but I haven't been able to get rid of this bacteria bloom for a year and a half. So stuff happens, you know. You can't just, I don't know, I could tear the tank down. I think that's another Wallstad tank. And not really actually Wallstad, but it was a dirted planted tank with organic potting soil from the hardware store, you know. So I think I may have made a mistake with that a little bit. I don't know.
There's a ton of shrimp in here. Like, they don't mind it one bit.
No, they don't care about the bacteria bloom at all. They reproduce like cockroaches.
Very cool.
Oh, I wish I would have wiped that up. This is probably my favorite tank, and this was one that came in broken. So I ordered it off of Amazon. The back panel over here is broken, and I put a piece of plexiglass inside, siliconed it in, patched it, but I was always scared to fill it up completely with water, so I said I'm going to make a paludarium with it because I've always wanted a paludarium. So this is all foam structure behind it, and then real rock silicone to the foam, and it's made out of 4 pieces like a puzzle, and they go together. And this back section is a sump that I made. So there's a pump back there, and the water, that's the filtration. The waterfall is the filtration for this tank. And these guppies are local wild guppies, and I've never added or taken any away for 3 years. This is the colony, and they're doing their own thing. Never added or taken away. But I got Bucephalandra all immersed in there.
Yeah, I love how that's grown. It's so wild and natural looking.
And that's how you would find it in Borneo or something. That's how you'd find it in the wild.
Yeah, grown like that.
They're happier than in the tank for me that way right now anyway. So I'm keeping them out of the water because they're growing faster out of the water.
Right.
You got Subwassertang growing out of the water. You've got Riccia growing on that wood. There's some mold going on there, but the Riccia is growing out of the water there. And that's Sterogen ripens, Hygrophila angustifolia, and there's Hygrophila siamensis. And the Pennywort. Pennywort loves to be out of the water. It's a weed. The hydrocotyle Japanese.
Hydrocotyle.
The Japanese one. Yeah. It will go everywhere. The club moss I got from San Francisco, and it doesn't like this high humidity. I don't feel like it's doing very good. And I wish I knew what this. I know that Jeremy Morrell knows what that is, right? So this tank up here, everybody knows. Well, a lot of people know about Elliot. He's my an Asian mud eel, freshwater eel. He gets about 2 feet long. And this is like the only plastic or fiberglass thing I have is this log, but he needs that. He needs that hide. Eventually I want to come up with something really creative for him. But I just rescaped this tank, and I capped it with sand finally. It is also a dirted tank, so there's soil, gravel, and now sand.
You got this sand from the ocean, right?
Yeah, this is beach sand from here, so there's a lot of calcium. It's pretty much... The parrotfish eat the coral reef, and then they digest it and they release it, and it becomes the sand. So it's pretty much coral. It's crushed coral basically. And these are all, spiralis. I just planted in here because I think it'd go well with the eel. I think he can handle that. He's not going to make a mess of them too much. Because when he's hungry, he will thrash around in that tank, and he jumped out twice. So when he's hungry, he's
He's hungry.
He's hungry. These are the least killies that I got from Jeremy. They're hiding out in here, but I lost a few of them, but they're hiding out in there. That's my, I think it's a 2.5 gallon aquarium with some crypts and some Wassertang and some Rotella indica, and there's also some Nana Petite, some Anubias Nana Petite in there. And a lot of leaf litter. You see, I do a lot of dried botanicals and leaf litter down here, and that's part of the filter to me. All that biomatter living on the surface there is part of the filtration to me.
Yeah, it's a nice contrast. Some extra. Mother Nature.
All right, we're gonna go into the kitchen, like more of the lab space, my science projects, right? And I'm trying to calm down because I know I'm leaving, so I'm trying not to go nuts and do more stuff, but I keep making more tanks of the blue Tetra, which I brought back from Peru. And I came with 16. Michael Barber, well, we lost some, and Michael Barber brought me 16 of them. I started with 16. This tank right here that you're looking at right now, I started with 2 males and 2 females. And they're colony breeding in the tank together, which is really awesome. They predate maybe, they gotta be predating a little bit, but for the most part, they leave the fry alone.
Yeah, this one's like a newborn right here.
There's little shards of glass on the, on the tank. Everywhere. They're all over the place. And in the morning when I turn the lights on, all these little shards of glass, of little microscopic fry, come up from the substrate. They all go down and sleep at the bottom. I turn the lights on and they all raise up.
And this is cool too. You have a little fence holding back your floating plants, so you have space to feed them. And whatnot.
Well, when it comes to the Hikari first bites and powdered food, if you sprinkle it on the surface and there's a lot of duckweed, the duckweed breaks the surface tension, so it falls right through. And if you don't mix it up, it's going to fall to the bottom and cause a problem with infusor you don't want, other bigger stuff. You're going to cause a problem, and they're not going to eat it. So if you keep it clear of duckweed, the fry can hang out at the surface, and when you sprinkle the Hikari, any kind of powdered food, it stays on the surface tension, and they can graze on it. It doesn't fall through the surface tension and go to the bottom and rot. So it makes all the difference to keep that duckweed back, and it's like a nursery for the fry.
And the tetras like to lay up under those plants, don't they?
Well, they'll lay their eggs on the underside of the duckweed, which is really cool. Yeah. I've learned a lot about these. I'm having fun. It's definitely, and it's inspired me to breed other fish, other tetras too, after like learning how they do it. And I went on the internet to try to find stuff about this fish. Obviously, there's Weissman, he's passed away, but he's one of the only people that's written a paper, and there's another gentleman that's written a paper, but that's about it. And so people have encouraged me to write a paper about them because nobody knows the courting behaviors and the spawning behaviors, and there's these crazy little barbs on the anal fins of the male, and nobody knows why those are there either. So that's something that I still want to kind of figure out. I have my theories, but I got to prove them. So it's a fun little project. I don't want to get lost on this one fish. There's lots of fish, but I've got killifish that I'm working on. I'm getting lost in killifish too. So I'm going with the shoebox idea because it helps keep them more, and you keep them separate too. I like to keep them conditioned separate so they don't kill each other, for one, because that female at the bottom, she'll murder a male. She's got a lot of she's very passionate. I've been having fun with these little vases. This is a fun thing, and I think everybody should do this. You could put this on your office desk. You could at work. You could do it. You could put this anywhere, and it's a little bit of light. You don't even need as much light as I have here, and a little bit of water changes once a week. There's no fish in here. There's nothing, no snails. It's just the one thing I have to worry about is because there's no predators. The mosquitoes like to lay their eggs, and I get larvae in there sometimes. Oh, and yeah, that's right. This is a lazy Suvin. I keep stuff on here like science experiments, but I can just spin it around and look at everything. But I actually have one of my favorite plants right now, and it's pretty rare, is one hidden back in here. Right, this is the Hygrophila. Polysperma. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's the tiger. Yeah, but this is the Hygrophila polysperma species tiger. So it gets stripes. There's a tiger pattern that happens on the leaves, and it gets red stripes, like you get with the red from the other Hygrophilus. But yeah, it's pretty rare. So I have it in a couple of tanks. I like to put my plants in lots of different tanks so that I can see where they will survive. That's always the goal. It's like if you put all your eggs in one basket and then all that plant melts and then you've got nothing. But if I take a cutting, like I have moss in here, I just take a little bit, and if I get something special from somebody, I'm gonna put it in 4 or 5 of my tanks. Maybe one of them it'll make it and I don't lose it. The pH might be wrong in a couple of you, it all melts on you and it's over. Anyways, that's pretty much my stuff. I do have. I'm kind of embarrassed. My blue Tetra. I mean, my blue bolts down here don't really love me anymore, and they're not reproducing. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. I need to learn something about Caridina shrimp. But you can see one blue bolt right there on the driftwood. But there's a lot of them hiding in the subwasser tank. There's about 10 blue bolts in here, but they're not. They haven't been reproducing for me. I don't know if I should try a quarantine thing, run them through medications maybe, and see if that, maybe there's something in here that I'm not seeing. Maybe I need to put something under the microscope and see if there's some kind of a parasite that's keep making them drop the shrimplets. What do you think? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I need to try to see if I get them to breed again for me. And I got wild...
Maybe you had a lot of catappa leaves.
Catappa leaves, right?
Yeah, they love the catappa leaves.
Those are just wild guppies again.
Especially with the RODI remineralized.
Trying to isolate out some females before they get, you know, fertilized and get them with the right males. I'm trying to do a little selective thing with these wild guppies because I'm loving these colors and might as well play with it a little bit and have some fun with it. What else do we got? Well, this is just one more tank of the blue Tetras, and then this is empty right now and it'll be quarantined, but I gotta, right now I'm trying out 1 male and 3 females, and I want to see how that acts, and so far they haven't been spawning. I haven't seen any fry in there, so I'm experimenting.
The males are actually bigger than the females.
Yeah, the males are bigger, they're definitely more aggressive, but that's just a this is just a cycling tank waiting for hundreds of blue Tetra fry, and that's going to be a grow out tank for blue Tetra until I send them to Amber and into other people back in the States. I don't want to be the only person with this fish, you know. So I got a little bit of a contraption going on here. I got this hand-me-down from some restaurant. They hooked me up with this. I just thought it was cool because it had a glass door. At one time I even wanted to make this a big paludarium, you know, with the glass door, but it doesn't seal properly, and I'd probably just cause a water flood. But I do my RODI out of here right now, so I got a light on that. Inside of here, I keep just a basic RODI, like a 4-stage system there, and then I have some pre-filters down here that goes through first, some sediment filters, and you can see the sediment filters are working, and that's what's in my that's the iron and the rust that's in my tap water. So I really like doing RODI for that. And I got a booster pump down there, and then it all runs through. The bad water goes out under my sink, right through my plumbing under my sink, so I don't have to deal with that, and then it just fills up here, and I can run around. This is on wheels. This metal base here is on wheels, so I can roll this around the room wherever I want. Just hang this over a tank. I can pop this apart and sterilize this, and it works for me for now. I wanted to put this in there and it's all tidy away, and then have a line or hose I can run around the room with a long hose. But I'm moving soon enough, and I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna do that now, but that would be the final touch to this to make it work. Maybe a couple other pre-filters, some extra carbon filters. Or take your wastewater. They do it now where you loop your wastewater back through one more time and you get a little bit more out of your RODI. That's the only thing I would do with this, and that would be like a overkill probably for a lot of people. I don't know. For water, right?
Alright, so there you have it. That's JH Aquatics fish room, Joseph Harding's fish room. Pretty awesome. I love how naturally he keeps his aquariums. His plants look great. The fish are happy. The shrimp are happy. They're all healthy. He's been feeding them real good. Actually, let's check out that brine shrimp thing you have.
Oh, I'm actually out of brine shrimp now.
Okay.
But like we fed them
well,
all
I tell you what. I tell you what. Maybe he'll do a video on his little contraption.
Oh, the brine
contraption.
Shrimp.
Yeah, I love the Tetra.
Do you have a video on it? Yep.
Well, we'll get a link to that for you guys in the description or something. But check out his channel, JH Aquatics. He's doing all kinds of cool stuff. He's got a microscope. He checks out things underneath that.
Some nerdy stuff.
Yeah. He really gets into like the details and stuff, which is really cool.
It's fine. I want to know, like, it's nice to know what's up here in the aquarium, but it's nice to know what's down in here too, you know? It's
what
all
else
important.
is going on. Yeah.
I appreciate you like coming and hanging out here in the islands. It's nice to have another fish keeper actually come down here and see that it's like the first person to get to check it out, and it's awesome that it's you of all people, and I'm getting to share with you like my plants. I think I have more plants than fish, and that's a passion of mine too. And I'm just glad you can see it all.
How many fish rooms are there on the island?
No, this is it.
Yeah. Not many people on the island have a fish room because it's not easy to have a fish room on an island.
No, it's all expensive. You can see the prices of the tanks. It's for people, it's too much money. It's not worth it. And then they're gonna,
because you got to ship them in, all that stuff. They're just not as ready available.
Yeah, we don't have a dollar per gallon. There's no dollar per gallon sale here. No,
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you want to know more, definitely once again check out his channel. And as always, I hope you guys all have a great one. Until next time, everybody. Peace.